Bitcoin is not crypto. So give it up for Giorgio.
Thank you, Isabella. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm Giorgio Rasetto. I'm the president and co-founder of BitPoto. BitPoto is a students team started 4 years ago in Polytechnic of Turin. Yeah, we basically do education and research and development into the Bitcoin industry since 4 years. We've been working a lot, and now we are more than 50 people that works also in open source projects. And so, yeah. That's one of the education path we offer to our students, our network, and is understanding that Bitcoin is not crypto. So let's start. Okay, let's start with this phase overview of the crypto world, because for the newbie, that's the perception. So people think that there's the crypto world, and then there's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, so it's a subset of the cryptocurrencies. But actually it's opposite, totally the opposite. So the real overview of the crypto world is that there's Bitcoin and there's shitcoins, altcoins, call it whatever you want. That's the reason for that is that Bitcoin is like subverting the system. The goal of Bitcoin is to change the system we are, completely subvert the fiat system. Altcoins are basically fiat system with other source, with catch-up, basically. And so you can try to understand by yourself, but I will try to help you in this path. Let's start from what is Bitcoin. In my opinion, Bitcoin is two things. First of all, is infrastructure for money. It is a peer-to-peer value exchange protocol. So you have this network composed by nodes, independent nodes that completely peer-to-peer without intermediaries cooperate and permit to exchange value. But what value? What's value? There's Bitcoin. This was Bitcoin with the B, the capital letter B, okay? With the B, Bitcoin. Normal Bitcoin is the asset. So there's the infrastructure, the first Bitcoin, and the second Bitcoin is the asset. So you have this network, peer-to-peer network, and on this peer-to-peer network, you exchange an asset. And the asset is absolutely scarce, coherent with the Austrian economics. It's hard to do, it's hard money for many reasons. And so that's Bitcoin. There is an infrastructure that is censorship resistant, and you can use it without any permission, it's trustless, etc. And then you can use this infrastructure to exchange the best money we ever invented, Bitcoin. So let's see why altcoins are born, basically. Why we need altcoins? Why we need shitcoin? Why someone will say one day, okay, I have to change Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't work that good and I have to change it. What are the reasons? The main reasons are three. Oh, Bitcoin is just this 1 megawatt block, 1 megawatt, yeah, so 1 megabyte block, and so like 4,000 transactions per block. We are more than 8 billion. We can't basically obtain a full hyper-Bitcoinization just with Bitcoin. It's true. It's true. But this is the reason why the shitcoins born for many people. And then the transaction speed. So I won't wait to 10 minutes to validate my transactions, or I want these CryptoKitties because they are fucking cool, and I want this cool NFT for my pants or stuff. I don't know why people should do that, but probably someone do that. And so these are the reasons why altcoins born. How do they born? Basically, they born through two systems. The first one is forking. Bitcoin is open source software. So it's has been started from Satoshi Nakamoto, and then the software is open for everyone. So everyone here can fork the code and just put his name like Giorgio coin instead of Bitcoin, and that's a new coin. It's easy, quite easy. Other people try to build their own infrastructure because they say, okay, for example, Ethereum. They say, okay, Bitcoin is good, but it's not that good. We want to create this decentralized global computer, and so let's rebuild from the beginning. So these are the two ways to start an altcoin, a shitcoin, maybe. Yeah, these are some forks, Bitcoin forks. There's a lot of Bitcoin forks starting from December 2014, and then all the block size wars and all the forks from the block size wars and stuff. But when you consider to build a decentralized network and a peer-to-peer network to exchange value, exchange money, you have to consider this blockchain trilemma. The blockchain trilemma basically says that when you want to build this kind of system, you seek for these three characteristics. The first one is scalability, the second one is decentralization, and then security. So you want, for sure, a secure network. You want it decentralized, because you don't want intermediaries. And you want it scalable. You want that everyone can use it. But the blockchain trilemma means that you can choose, if you want to build a blockchain, you can choose just two of these three characteristics. So, what do you choose? Satoshi Nakamoto has chosen, obviously, security and decentralization. So we have built this network, not me, maybe Satoshi. Satoshi has built this network that is secure and is decentralized. If you want scalability, if you want to scale on layer 0, you have to renounce of one of the other. Of course, you can't miss security because a network that is not secure is useful completely. And so what you're going to do, you're going to centralize it, for sure. To understand the difference between a blockchain that is centralized and secure, so scalable and secure, so not decentralized, centralized, and the difference between this and the Bitcoin, basically, that is decentralized and this trustless, secure, you have to understand this economical concept. So what's the difference between a commodity and a security? A commodity is something that is tangible. The value is given by the utility perceived by the economic agents. So, for example, oil or grains or whatever, you give the value to the asset because you need it. It's a commodity. Everyone can do it. Everyone can use it. A security is an interest in or a claim against an organization. So it's something that an organization offers to people. And so when you buy a security, when you own a security, you are not trusting the physical or mathematical characteristic of these assets, or the intrinsic characteristic of these assets. You are trusting the organization that, let's say, offer this security, basically. That's a very, very important difference. Gary Gensler used to say it before approved the Bitcoin ETF, but this is other stuff. And they basically say that for everything that is not Bitcoin, you can find people using complex and legal opaque mechanisms to promote their tokens and attract investors. These tokens are then securities, because there is an organization at the center and the public expects profits on the organization. So you expect the organization to do it good, not the asset itself. You are not valuing the assets. You are valuing the organization. That's an important difference. So let's see how shitcoins are launched. Because probably most of you know that Bitcoin was released with a white paper in 2008, then released the open source software in 2009, and it started, and then Satoshi went away, and that's it. To launch a shitcoin, it's quite different, because you are creating an asset, another token that has to be used by someone. So basically what you are going to offer is, well, as tokenomics, that basically is the classical business model. In the classical way to explain a business is a business model. And then there's this airdrop, ICO, initial offer, etc. And basically is the way how the classical company offer themselves into the market. Basically, an IPO, initial potential offer, offering. Basically, I want to collect money, and I sell the 50% of my company. If this is an initial potential offering, if there's like, do your offer and buy my company, and that's the same what Shitcoins does with airdrops and ICOs. And then of course there's pre-mining. That basically the quote that the part that the founders are gonna take for themselves. That's it. So a shitcoin is a company. It's not Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a commodity. It's something given to the world from Satoshi Nakamoto. Shitcoins are basically company that are offering something. It's good. I'm not saying that it's not good, that all shitcoins they have to die one day or I don't know. I'm just saying that they are completely different stuff from between instead of Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, shitcoins. But let's talk about the let's say the biggest shitcoin. Because when someone of you probably heard shitcoins, start thinking about Shiba Inu or other stuff that is crazy just to say, and things that, okay, these are shits, but there's others that are quite good. Look, for example, at Ethereum is wow, capitalization is great and stuff. Okay, so let's analyze the case of Ethereum. This is Vitalik Buterin. And this is Joseph Lubin, and basically they are running Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin is the head of the Ethereum Foundation. The Ethereum Foundation basically is the only company, only foundation, only group of people that is working on the Ethereum code. So they decide. They are the developers. They are the developers of the Ethereum industry, of the Ethereum protocol. And so basically, he's the CTO. Okay, of Ethereum. So he's leading this foundation, and if he say hey, he's a stop. So this is a problem because also Bitcoin is born as an open source software and has to remain open source software because in this way it's kind of anti-fragile way to build something. Because open source is anti-fragile. If you put all the developing power into the hands of one man, that it, by the way, it don't look like that good. It's like a little bit, I don't know. If you put all the power in his hands, it could be carried some way. And the other problem is that, of course, Ethereum has many problems in centralization due to the dimension of the full nodes. So this dream of global computing, everyone in the world can run this software, and everyone has to run this software also by KTs and stuff. It's a wet dream of Vitalik, but it couldn't work. Basically, it doesn't work. Just because, for example, Ethereum nodes reach dimensions like 2 terabytes or stuff like that, and it's unfeasible that everyone here in this room can run these nodes, basically because it will cost you a lot and you need a lot of bandwidth. So what's the solution? That you need a hosting service. And who is going to provide you the hosting service? My friend Joseph with Infura, that basically is hosting all the Ethereum nodes. So here we have Vitalik that is working on the client side, and then we have Joseph Pulling that's working on the backend side, server side, and nonetheless is working also in not just Infura, that is the server of Ethereum, but also MetaMask. This is a client. Most of the people that are using Ethereum are using MetaMask to do their transactions, and so that's the problem. Basically, here we have the two guys that have more than 50% pre-mined Ethereum. So they have basically half of the Ethereum in circulation, and then they run the software, the client, and they run the code. They run the development. So you could trust, of course, Vitalik and Joseph, but it's not robust, it's not anti-fragile as Bitcoin, but not even near. It's completely different. It's a completely different way to see this kind of business. One of the, just to let you understand this thing, how many of you knows the DAO attack? Have nobody? Okay, great. So basically, what's happened with Ethereum? In 2016, they started creating this decentralized autonomous organization. They are basically smart contracts where people can cooperate, and let's say code is low, so we put the rules before our, let's say, business, and then all the rules run by themselves, and code is low, and the computer is global, so we don't need no, let's say, intermediaries, everything run by itself. Great. A lot of DAOs has born. But then, because of the reason that code is low, a lawyer, it used to be a developer, but it was a lawyer, has understand the law and basically found a bug in the code and drained like $80 million. But he didn't steal the money. He basically used the rules. Respect the rules. So, what our friends Vitalik and Joseph did at the moment, they chose to fork the chain. They thought that it was too dangerous for the network. It was, no, we cannot support that. And so they forked the chain, they hard forked the chain, and they say, okay, this transaction was not valid, it was a joke. And so from this point, you can understand that there's a problem on the project on Ethereum. Blockchain, born to be decentralized, born to be unstoppable, and so when you can, in the choice of one person of two people, you can completely change the transaction and rewrite and double spend a transaction. That's a clear signal that something is wrong. But now let's talk about Bitcoin, of course. Why Bitcoin is different from what I just mentioned? Bitcoin is different mainly because is for two reasons, in my opinion. First one is Satoshi. Bitcoin was not like an invention from Satoshi, like he woke up in the morning and he say, okay, there's this crisis, everything is fucked up, okay, I have to build this new technology. No. Satoshi comes to Bitcoin during a long path. How many of you know the Cypherpunk manifesto? Not that much. Yeah, you have to understand the Cypherpunk manifesto to understand Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin idea, the Bitcoin, the freedom money, the digital freedom money, is an idea that it was born like in '90s, but maybe before. And Satoshi Nakamoto was just the man who bring this energy. It's like Apollo, right? Bring the energy, bring the fire to the people, and then went away. So that's, for me, it's crucial. Because if at this conference it was Satoshi on the main stage talking, it was not the same thing, in my opinion. It was completely different, completely. So the fact that Satoshi has chosen to leave, to go away, is crucial for Bitcoin. And that is the concept of immaculate conception. Okay? So it's not for the aim of a single person. It's someone that chooses, someone or a group, whatever, that choose to give this energy, this new technology, this stuff, the sound money, the best sound money, to the world. And of course, Satoshi knows, and has known for sure, what are the problems of decentralized network and peer-to-peer networks. The dream of Vitalik and Joseph is fine, is understandable. Okay, you want to create this global computer where everyone can put everything they want in the network and run these fantastic smart contracts, but basically it doesn't work. Why? For three reasons. That if you want to keep your network peer-to-peer, the single peer has to be light, has to be easy to install, easy to use, and that's crucial. That's crucial because if you have to download 3 terabytes of data for run your node, and then you need this big bandwidth, it's not going to work. Basically, because there's no incentive to do that, to install your node. With Bitcoin, yeah, you can use it. Everyone can use it. You can see also here some booth where you can find Bitcoin nodes like already installed, like just plug and play. It is very cheap. With cheap hardware, you can run a node, and you can basically you can store all the financial history from 2008 until ever in your bedroom, near your bedroom or something like that. So that's crazy, and that's the reason why we need scaling solution, but we can't scale it on the first level. And also, it has to be easy to use. Complexity is a crucial factor also. So at the moment, I would say that we need more user-friendly user experiences. So we need interfaces, we need designers that build easy-to-use interfaces, because at the moment it's quite easy to run your own node, but in my opinion, it could be easier, and it has to be. The reason why I mentioned that the blockchain trilemma and all the stuff is that the Bitcoin approach is like a full stack approach. So you can't we can't focus on Bitcoin and think on Bitcoin is about just its first layer. The first layer of Bitcoin is just the basement. The basement is like wires, okay? When we started to build this communication network, we had to put the wires before we sent kitties on YouTube, okay? And Bitcoin are the wires of a new network, a new way to see the world, in a decentralized manner. And so what we have to do, in my opinion, is to build on top of Bitcoin. So keep your attention to the signal. The signal is Bitcoin. Bitcoin works from since 10 years, and it's working 99.9% uptime. It's doing great. It's solid. It has a lot of problems, but work on that. Don't try to reinvent the wheel or take shortcuts, because it doesn't work. And so my goal is to propose like a similar OSI layers, for example. We can start from, okay, of course, Bitcoin protocol, and then we can use Lightning Network, RGB, Taproot assets, whatever. Build on top of Bitcoin. Another reason why Bitcoin is going to win, and all the shit is going to die, is basic game theory. Pretty easy. Money, as Ludwig von Mises used to say in his book, Human Action, is that basically money tends to be one. So if you want to use money as is intended to be, so store of value, minimum exchange, unit of account, if you want these 3 properties to work well, the number of monies has to be the lowest. So if you go abroad, and for example here in Prague, when you have to change your money with this local currency, is sick. It's not that functional. You need to use one single money everywhere. And so that's the reason why Bitcoin will feel this winner takes all effect very deep, very huge. The other effect of game theory effect that will, let's say, conditionate the growth of Bitcoin and the degrowth of other shitcoins is that the Lindy effect. The Lindy effect basically is an effect where, for example, we for sure are gonna see Bibles around in the next years and in the next ages, and there's way more. The odds are way bigger than the odds that we are gonna see a book that was just written like 2 years ago. So every day that passes, Bitcoin becomes bigger and stronger. So if it continues every day that Bitcoin grows, it becomes harder, and it becomes harder to kill. And so basically, if you want to start a shitcoin, if you wanted to start a shitcoin in 2013, yeah, the timing could be good because it was like just 4 years since Bitcoin was born. So you can say, okay, maybe I find something good, and the community will move from me. Will move throughout me. But now, 15 years later, it's way more difficult. And in 5 years, it's going to be way, way more difficult. And that's the point. And that's another point why we have to focus on the signal. We have to build on top of Bitcoin, and completely ignore all the shitcoins and stuff. Yeah, Bitcoin is a discovery. It's not an invention. The concept here I want to deliver you to end this speech is that Bitcoin was not invented by Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto basically didn't invent anything. Blockchain, asymmetric signatures, and all the stuff he used basically already existed at that moment. So he basically discovered a way to create, to let the market produce this absolute scarce asset. He provides us the solution to create this stuff, and he did it, let's say, in a way where you can't reinvent it, you can't rediscover it. It's like the wheel. You know that the wheel is round and then round away. Okay, you can do it the same, but it's a wheel. Okay, we are not gonna discover it. You can use it. Oh, take as example the fire. When we have discovered the fire, okay, you can say that's fire. You can use it, but you can't reinvent it. So that's the same for Bitcoin. We have discovered a way to create this absolute scarce asset, and the only thing we have to do is just enjoy it. Thank you.